Today on Reese Dixon, we are making spooky potion bottles you can hang on a Halloween tree. Hi everybody, it's Teresa with ReeseDixon.com. It is time for Halloween. That is one of my favorite times of the year. I've got so many project ideas to share with you. So for today, we're going to start with a quick and easy, simple one, just making some spooky potion bottles. I actually have 2 Halloween trees that I put up in my house every year, and these are going to go on one of those trees. So I'm not just going to be making spooky potion bottles, but I'm actually going to be turning them into ornaments. So they really could not be easier. All you have to do is get some cool little bottles. I got mine from my craft store. You can find them all over the place. And make sure that they've got corks. Oh! Make sure you can find your cork. Oh dear. Okay, I'll go hunt for that in a second. So we have to put something spooky in here. And you can do anything. You can scavenge around outside, put some dirt and some leaves and some twigs in there. You can go to your hardware store and look for random things, go to the local nursery, whatever. You can just get completely creative and put anything you want in here and call it good. Because my Halloween tree I'm going to put this on is kind of whimsical and silly. I'm going to use glitter. And so I got out whole bunch of my glitters here, and I really liked doing not just different colors because they'll kind of blend together, but different sizes and different elements. So I have this is it's called flocking powder, and it's like tiny, it's like chewed up velvet or something. It's like powdered velvet, and I'm going to use some of this, and then I've got some big chunky glitter and things like that. So I find it best to use a funnel because glitter goes everywhere and these holes aren't terribly big. So I'm going to be pouring it into this little tray that has this funnel on the end and just pouring it directly into the bottle. All right, that looks good. You know, I just thought this would also be a great way to use confetti. You know, they make all those adorable themed confettis you can find at party stores. And since I'm not a huge fan of mess, I don't ever use them. But this would be a great way to. They would look adorable in these bottles. Okay, so now that we've got our little potion all set up. Oh, I lost the cork. I have to go find the cork. Hang on. I am having so many tech problems trying to film this video, even aside from my cork flying across the room. So I'm sorry for the poor framing. I do have a top of my head. And my bottle looks slightly different because we're gonna just keep on going. So now I have to close it up. So I'm gonna grab my cork and just a little hot glue. Careful not to burn yourself. And I'm gonna hot glue this sucker closed. Like that. Okay. Now, since I'm going to be turning mine into an ornament, I have to have a way to hang it. So while I've got my glue gun out, you can find these in the hardware store in the aisle with all of the picture hanging things. These are called screw eyes. And so there's just a little loop on one end and a screw in the other. And again, with a little hot glue, I'm just gonna push that right into the cork. There we go. So now that's ready to hang, but it just looks like a jar full of stuff right now. So it needs a cute label. Now I had set up so that I was gonna design you something adorable that you could download. And in the process, I made a little discovery. This is not an ad. I am doing this completely independently, but I bought these cool labels to print on, and when I was trying to use them, I realized that Avery, the company that makes these labels, has an online label designer for you. So I actually just used theirs. It was so simple. I just typed in the number of the label I wanted to use, and then it gave me options. So this is all their design. I just plugged in my text. It couldn't be easier. So for this bottle, I'm gonna make this my werewolf fur. I found that with these bottles being cool shaped makes it really difficult for labels. So I had to resize everything and give it a few tries, and it was frustrating, but that was just because, you know, 3D and 2D is frustrating. the website's fine. So now I'm just going to put my, I have to look at it here, can't do it backwards. I'm just going to put my label on and wrap it around. And when you buy your labels, you want to make sure that you've got your bottles first, because you'll need different sizes depending on the shapes of your bottles. So there's my little spooky werewolf fur. I actually used this velvet flocking I talked about, or maybe I didn't, maybe that was on the lost version, but this it's like powdered velvet. So I put that with some of the orange and gold glitter to make my werewolf fur. I think this is the version that you might have seen with some big chunky silver confetti and then some green glitter to make my bat wings. I have dragon's heart because I got a heart-shaped bottle. So I put dragon's heart and it's got big chunky blue glitter with some red and gold. And then my favorite, oh, well, I got these cool test tubes, and these are great because they're lighter weight. These other ones, especially this one, is so heavy, I'm gonna have to be careful how I put it in my Halloween tree. But this one's really nice and lightweight. So I actually just used tags and then glued, when I glued the cork in, I glued the thread holding the tag in place to make my little test tube poison bottles. And then this one's my favorite. For my spider webs, I used a little bit of stuffing that you would find inside a pillow or a stuffed animal or something, and then a little bit more of that big chunky silver confetti glitter. So these are all done. Hopefully the spooking, the haunting will stop, although maybe not, because I can't even make words now. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna go and hang these on the tree and show you how the whole thing looks when it's all done. So thanks for hanging with me throughout this weird haunted video. I hope that this was inspiring to you to make something a little spooky and a little fun, and that you'll just let your creativity go crazy when you think of all the things that can create little spooky potions. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I've got so much more coming up for the holiday, and Christmas is just around the corner. You don't want to miss that. Let's see, subscribe, comments, I think that's everything. We'll see you next time. Hopefully I've got my act more together. Bye!